die Zeit. Ik Uhr schafft die Jun. Passt. Nächste Box. Next box. Fertig. So, what else? I told you that ER words, ER words are always masculine. This is the typical masculine word. Koffer. ER, der Koffer. We don't have to discuss about it. Even computer. We may say, computer is an English word. Yeah, but it's written with an ER. It could not be more obvious German. So we integrated computer in our language. If it is written with an ER, you don't have to think about, is it der or das? But maybe say das, but not think about die or something like this. So computer is also der. But, now comes a but. We have 5 words. All of these 5 words are ending on ER. So. And they should be masculine, and yeah, I know, but they are das words. And I need them very often, especially in the beginning when I'm learning German. So we are now making a short story. I will make a story with you, and you remember this story like a picture, like a video. If you prefer drawing, then you can draw a short story. This is up to you. If you find new words and you say, but it should be die, and now I found that it is there, then be creative and make a small castle in your head. Make a picture with these new 3 words you found and which do not work. The more you make it, the better you will remember it. But I show you now how you can do it. So, ER. Let's think that I'm speaking here and speaking, and I'm thirsty, so I drink Wasser. Wasser. And I'm also very hungry now. I have to cut my bread with a Messer. I'm here in the room, in the Zimmer. And I look out of the window, which is Fenster. And I think, oh, what a beautiful weather. Normally it's not so nice. So today it's a beautiful weather. So let's say, wunderschönes Wetter. So the story is Wasser, Messer, Zimmer, Fenster, Wetter. All 5 should be their words. All 5 are das words. You can also remember, if you're a very visual person, that they have all double consonants. That may help. And if not, you just remember Johanna doing something like Okay, let's do it together. I will not say it. You have to repeat it. And you have to repeat every new word you learn in the German language at least 7 times. If you repeat it 7 times, then it is in a part of your brain which you have access to it. If you do not repeat it 7 times, then you learn the language just in a passive way. You will understand, but you will not be able to speak it. So look and re-look at this video and just repeat these 5 words, which is
Wasser, Messer, Zimmer, Fenster, Wetter.
Ja, und nochmal.
Wasser, Messer, Zimmer, Fenster, Wetter.
Super. And again. Und jetzt einmal mit dir. Wetter. Perfekt. So schnell you learned 5 words and you remember doing Johanna these 5 words, and these are das words. And if you forget it, then maybe you say der Wasser und der Messer, and nobody will really care about it. Okay, please don't say die. I think we cleared this, oder? Die is mit E. But don't hesitate to decide foreign article. Let's go on. I have 2-3 more exception boxes for you. Let's talk about drinks. Drinks are masculine. Der Wein, der Whisky, der Schnaps, der Gin Tonic, der Cosmopolitan, der Caipirinha, der Caparosca, der Uso, der Carajillo, egal was, der Kaffee, der Tee, drinks. And I remember with this picture, drinks are masculine. Except beer. Well, we can say in Austria we drink beer as much as water. So let's say Wasser and beer is in the same group. Es ist das Wasser und das Bier. Fertig. Aus. Drinks. Cosmopolitan. Der Cosmopolitan. Well, maybe we could talk about milk. Milch. Well, what is milk? Is milk a drink? Milch. Or maybe, is it more important that it's written with CH? Das Milch? Well, no. New information. I think milk is not a drink, first of all. And I think milk is our business. Milk is die Milch. So we go directly to the next exception box, made by me. A small feminine exception box. Okay, there are some things in this world which are our business. All ladies out there. So we have milk. We have Geburt, birth, but it's our business. Geburt. We bring a baby to the world, Welt, and this is actually a lot of work. Arbeit. All words should be something else from the theory, how it's written. Milch could be das Milch, Geburt, and Welt should be der. Arbeit. Well, Arbeit is also part from the box. But now you just remember doing Johanna this feminine stuff. It's our business. We have Milch, Geburt, Welt und Arbeit. Fertig. So, how are you? Still okay? Good, going in the last round. Let's talk in general about sexes, about people, persons, animals. If you talk about a real person, a man, or a woman, Frau, or something small, then we follow the rules of the universe, the sex, which is masculine, feminine, neutrum. Neutrum means something neutral, something small actually. And here I don't care how I write it. I don't care if I write Mann, Frau, baby, or for example brother and sister, Bruder, Schwester. You see I write Schwester with an E-E-R at the end, E-R. I don't care here about how you write it. It means it's a person, it's a sex, it's very clear, it's a man, a woman, or something small. Small is the group das ended up to be the group for small things. So we have Mann, Frau, Baby, Mutter, Vater, Kind, Bruder, Schwester. Even for animals we have these distinctions. For horses, for example, we have the Hengst. I don't even know all these words. Hengst, Stute, Fohlen. Many words, I don't even know all of them in German. Here, or jobs, or Lehrer, Lehrerin. It depends on what it is, the sex. And if you want to make something smaller, we even have a suffix for this, which is the suffix chen or erl. So if you have something like a Tisch, sh at the end, der Tisch. But if I have a small table, a small Tisch next to the bed, then I would say Tischchen and then it's das. Oder Tasche, die Tasche. Klar. If you have some very nice small, then I can say Täschchen or Tascherl and then it's das. You're actually able to make nearly everything, every object, make it small. In Austria we love the Erls. Not so much in Germany. In Austria it's Erl for a lot of things. You will find out. And to close with the Das group. So Das group is not very big, has English and French words, OA and chen, k, the diminutives, and we also love to make a group word, das. For example, das Obst, fruit. Das Obst. And then der Apfel, die Banane, die Orange, das Gemüse. Der Salat, die Karotte, blablabla. Das Getreide, so Corn, das Getreide, der Hafer, der Weizen, das Geld, der Dollar, der Ying, der Yang, ich weiß nicht was, der Euro, okay? Gruppen, so wie, if you find a group, if you find a word and you think, oh, why is it das? Maybe it's a group word, maybe it's a title. And also if you use a verb like to dance, tanzen. If you use a verb as a noun, if you don't say I dance, but dancing, the dance is good for the body, you can say tanzen ist gut für den Körper. And then the verb tanzen is das Tanzen. The food, das Essen. You will see this. This is very specific. But don't learn singular things. Relax, look at it. Yeah, and then you're ready. We learned some exception boxes. Drinks, such a cheese with the name, the feminine exception box, and the ER exception box. And on your grammar sheet, which you will see on the next page, you will have also a small picture here from me. And actually the picture is from Linda. I cannot draw so good like she does. This is an example how you can start to create your own exception boxes. I found some words lately, which was Bett, Brett, Blatt, and Bild. All of them should be masculine, and teaching German I found one here, and I said, okay, let's do these 4 exceptions together. All of them are das words. It makes no sense why. You can explain it to yourself by, for example, well, they are very small words, they are minis, and everything which is mini was in a das. Then explain it to you like this and say, I have the Bett, Brett, Blatt, Bild. And your brain will accept this description you make to yourself. The minis. You have some minis. You may remember 4 minis. Maybe you find a 5th word, mini, and you do it in this box, and then you close this box again. Maybe you are very artistic person, and you could make a picture I made a picture here about a bed and the picture and the leaf under the bed, and so I make a mental photo and I have it that Bett, Brett, Blatt ist das, or at least something was with it. Okay, so what else could be a way to remember irregular words is to play with the letters. So here, let's do it in red for the feminine. So this is a house, which is the symbol for Stadt, the city. And you know, all locations in a city are regular. You can Straße, die Polizei, die Park, Konsonant, der, Hotel, das, Kindergarten, N, der. So don't worry that all locations in the city are irregular. Actually, we have just 4 locations in the city, and Stadt is die Stadt. Die Stadt. 4 locations. And all 4 of these locations have 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my 4x4 box. My personal 4x4 box. And these words are Oper, Post, Bank und Bahn. So all of these words should be masculine. Here even it's the and t, Stadt. Der Stadt. No, it's die Stadt, the Stadt, the city. R, t, k, n should be there. I'm sorry, they are irregular. And how I remember it with my famous 4x4 box. All other locations are regular. So I have die Oper, die Post, die Bank, die Bahn, die Oper, die Post, die Bank, die Bahn, die Oper, die Post, die Bank, die Bahn. 4. Oper, die Post, die Bank, die Bahn, die Oper, die Post, die Bank, die Bahn. And you will know that it's die Oper, die Post, die Bank, die Bahn. Und die Stadt. Die Stadt. So, we come to an end, finally. And the last information I put on the sheet, on the grammar sheet, was talking about Mathematik. Mathematik. Ich is die, for sure, was in the big box. And what has Mathematik? Mathematik has numbers, Nummer, Zahl, Chiffres, Ziffer. So I tell you, if Mathematik is feminine, it's also die Nummer, die Zahl und die Ziffer, because it's part of the Mathematik. Die Mathematik hat die Nummer, die Zahl, die Ziffer. You will need Nummer already in the first chapter, talking about Telefonnummer, die Telefonnummer. And all numbers, of course, are then feminine. It's die 1, die 2, die 3, die 4, die 5, die 6, die 7, die 8. Well, and if 8 is feminine, Nacht is also feminine. And that's my point. I said, good enough.